Well, David dropped in the game, and we maxed him immediately. You know me, I'm a Cav simp, and I've got all the Delta and all the Arch stuff to run David, and we called on the community. We had a whole bunch of people helping us. We did an actual arc with actual KVK buffs and reinforcements. We mimicked everything that we could, and we got a pretty good idea with the reinforcements what this garrison does. So stick around, because Cav players, we got ourselves a Cav garrison.
Rallies lit up, marching right from the zone to the zone. I stay in control. Man of the people, all heart, no roll, no script, no throne, just rhythm and fire. Built for the push, never gonna tire. You feel that burn, and you already know we're locked in deep. This is Chatsky mode. This is Chatsky mode.
Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chatsky. I do these videos all the time, and you're watching live. I say live. This was during a live stream and just some clips from it. We ran this garrison like crazy. We had a whole bunch of people helping us. The whole community jumped in to help us. And we did these garrisons for David like crazy. We ran 3 different arcs to get all the different reports and to give you guys all the information to see our first look at David as a garrison commander, the new release for Cavalry, and it was really good. If you enjoyed this video, throw a thumbs up on here. If you have not subscribed, consider doing so. You can hit that subscribe button and be a part of the legion of people we've got that is in our community. Also, you can hit that bell if you want to get any alerts when I put up content like this. It's great. So here's what it is. And we ran this thing to death. We ran it against the best Archer rallies in the game, or some of them, I should say. The Street ran the Archer rallies. We ran it against Pieces Delta rally with Attila Subutai, and we ran it against, I would argue, one of the best, absolute best infantry rallies in the game in Mercs. It was absolutely out of control, okay? You're gonna see here as I go through some of these reports, it's gonna kind of make some sense here when we kind of figure this thing out. First of all, when we go into ARC and we do our custom ARC, okay? And I'm just gonna create one real quick that says test. I'm gonna spend 1,000 gems, that's fine. We do this as an actual mode, okay? The reason why you have to do this is the very important thing about doing ARC testing when it comes to rallies and garrisons. When you do a balance modes are great, and you can test different things and different equipment you might not have and armaments you might not have. That's great because balance mode gives you everything. However, it does not get you special talented equipment to apply, and it does not give you awakened equipment to apply. Well, you gotta have that for rallies and garrisons. You have to have that because every rally and garrison, no matter what siege you are, is running critted gear with awakened gear. And so that's why we choose actual. And another reason why is because when it comes to the Delta, okay, Delta is very, very unique and specific. The reason why combo works so well and why Delta works so well, let me find out where my Delta is. I think it's over here on Eleanor, is because when you run Butterfly and you run combo, it knows, and what it's good at, everybody knows this, that it is gonna enhance your tier 5 equipment. Okay, when you have tier 5 equipment, it is all based on procs. Your Furious Strike, it's based on basic attack procs. Your Shattering Strike, same thing. All of your equipment down here with Divine Might on your accessories, same thing. This is why combo has to work and tier 5 equipment has to work. That's why we run actual mode in ARC. And so when it comes to that, we can really mimic KVK because now when it comes to the management of your custom ARC, you can literally click off default and you can click all your crystal tech buffs and your past glory. Okay, so now it's just like KVK, just like it. And that's how we get some of the results we do. So what did we run? I'll tell you what we ran. We ran David with Hector. We ran it mono troop type, and then we ran it mixed troop type. Now you guys, we've talked about this. Hector is so versatile. Being part of the garrison meta, everybody's running him with Gorgo. A lot of people are running him with CY, and he can run with mixed. He's great at that. He's like 3 commanders in one. Not just that. He's like a field commander and a garrison commander. He does so many different things, and right now he's the best pairing with David, hands down. like the best pairing with David when it comes to running monotroop calves and mixed calves in the Garrison. And Attila is not far behind. I'll explain that in a second. But David running primary, okay? This was the gear I ran with David. Pretty simple stuff. Everybody knows my gear. It's pretty cracked. And I'm just running against rally, so I ran ring horn. When I'm running with my Delta set, this is how I ran my Delta. It's got huge stats on it. That's another reason why you run actual mode, because in balanced mode, you can put your armaments on there. However, you don't have any stats, and that's what you want to have. So that's kind of setting up how I ran these. In the second arc that we did, and when we were testing Attila, I ran my arch stuff with Attila, and I'll tell you why in a few. So we ran David with Hector with Delta, okay? We ran our David with Hector with Delta, and then we ran our Attila with David with arch, and I'm gonna show you the results, okay? Again, running against cracked, great rallies, this is kind of what we saw, and I'll pull this thing up real quick. First and foremost, we ran David with Hector against Street's Shapur Ash route. Okay, doesn't get much better than Street's Ash or Archer route. It's incredible. It's really, really good. You guys know Street. He's a part of my 300 club. He's also in 606 with us. He did well, and this is kind of an average of what we saw. Did really well, is going to beat the Archer rally. We reinforced this thing. You can see all the reinforcements that went in there. We literally ran this thing with like 3-4 million troops, give or take, and it really, really did well on the trade. Then we ran it with mixed. Okay, I ran purely mixed in the Garrison. I had half infantry and half archers. We also had other marches running infantry and archers in the Garrison. And I can go through this stuff with you as well when it comes to the actual reports. And let me just kind of pull these up here while I go through them. Let's see here. Where are they? Where are they? They're down here somewhere. Okay, that was the first one that we saw. Here was the next one we saw. This is mixed, and it's a lot of mixed, okay? And so from that standpoint, trading even with an Archer rally is really pretty good. Now, Cav should probably smoke that thing pretty good, but with mixed, you have viability. I don't know if Hector is quite as powerful with mixed with David as he is with Gorgo, but he's pretty good. And now you've got a mixed Garrison, okay? And so we ran it against pieces Attila Subutai rally. This is monotroop type, and you can see a lot of reinforcements as we were reinforcing these things, and it lasted anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes, like kind of a typical rally, and really does well. It's going to win that trade. But then with mixed, it actually does pretty well as well. I come back to that one here in a few. Where is that at? I need to find that one first. Did we run that up here? Did we run it here? I think it's up here. Where is it? I can't find it. Where is this rally? Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what it was with the monotroop type. I think I had a screenshot of it with the mixed, okay? Here's the other one that we ran against Murph's infantry rally. Now this is what was making me nervous, because the CPO Emilianus with William Wallace is cracked. It's so good, y'all. It is crazy good. And when we ran this thing trading even with this rally is a massive win. Okay, this is straight calves. All right, so this is all monotroop type, and getting this to trade even with the infantry rally that's cracked is really, really good. Okay, and then in addition to that, we ran it with mixed troops. It loses, but it doesn't lose by much. It doesn't lose by much at all. So let's refresh here. It's going to win monotroop types, obviously, against archers. It's going to trade even against archers with mixed troops. It's going to win against cavalry, and it's going to trade even with cavalry with mixed troops. And then it's going to win, or it's going to trade even with infantry monotroop types, and then it's going to lose, not by much, but it's going to lose with mixed, okay? That gives us massive viability. All right, and so from there, we wanted to look at how this was going to work with Attila, okay? We ran Attila with the arch stuff, and we ran the same routes, get the same results, and it crushes, for whatever reason, Attila sees archers, and he foams at the mouth. He is going to crush archers like crazy. And so from that standpoint, we're in a situation to where we're seeing that an Attila David monotroop type is awesome against archers. The archer rally is going to be dead when the Garrison comes out with cavalry, okay? That's just the way it is. We're going to be seeing a lot more infantry rallies running against David and also Attila with David, okay? We ran it again, just crushes the archers. Just absolutely crushes it. Okay, we ran it up here. It beats the Attila Subutai, which was really kind of surprising that an Attila David's going to beat Attila Subutai. And then I think we ran it over here. It does lose barely to a CPO with Wallace, okay? And I think we ran that again, same kind of result, just about even. And this is Attila David, by the way. The reason why you run this garrison is for anti-swarm, because you're not swarming Attila. And that's why we love this garrison, because you can run it one of two ways. You can probably trade better, like we said, against the rallies. You're going to trade better against the rallies with David Hector. But if you're getting swarmed, you run Attila David and you keep that with just full calves. And if you can do that, you know, the other part about David with Hector is that you can run it mixed. But if you run Attila David, you got to run it with monotroop type. You have to. Okay, and so you can't do that all KVK. Nobody's able to do that. And at the same time, if there are times in KVK where you can, and so with that, it does really, really well, and it punishes the swarmers, just punishes the swarmers. This is not what I would want to run in the past. This is not necessarily what I would run on forts that they're not going to swarm. I would go with the David and Hector, because you could run that monotroop type or mixed troop type. But the fact that this garrison is doing this to like the best infantry rally in the game, or one of them, is pretty awesome, okay? We ran some Gorgo tests just to kind of get a barometer on some things. You can see where monotroop type Gorgo Hector trades about even with Street's Archer rally. The same thing, monotroop type Gorgo Tokugawa. This is all Crix's stuff. It's amazing. It loses a little bit, but about trades even with Street. This is what I was trying to say about Gorgo Hector and Gorgo Tokugawa. Okay, it does about the same monotroop type. That's why Hector is so much better choice for Gorgo, because you can run it mixed and you can be okay. And so Hector is just, again, showing his worth, not only with infantry garrison, but also cavalry, okay? I ran an Eleanor David just because people wanted to see what it do. I had Delta on this, and it gets slammed pretty good. So we're like, okay, we're not doing that anymore. But then I ran some more here. We got Murphs. Murphs got me a little bit more here on the Attila David. We ran it again with Peace. It traded to even. We ran it again with Street. It's just going to eat the archers. Attila David's going to eat the archers. And then I think we ran it one more time with CPO Millionis with Tarek. We're just kind of messing around, and it worked out pretty good. So that's kind of some of your results. I'm going to have much more of a spreadsheet set up, but I wanted to put this video out to get everybody an instant first look point of view on David, and it is exceptionally viable. David's going to bring us a Cav garrison. It's going to be the meta Cav garrison, of course, and it's going to be part of the garrison meta. That's how good it is. So you can run David with Hector. You can run that monotroop type and wreck everything and trade pretty good against these awesome infantry rallies that run. And then you can also run David with Hector and run it mixed. And you can go beat archers. You can go trade positive against Attila Subutai with mixed. And you're going to get beat by the infantry. But if you're just dumping all kinds of troops in there, it doesn't really matter. You're doing really, really well with that, even if you lose a little bit on the trade. And then if you want anti-swarm, man, guys, Attila with David, holy jeez. I mean, that is going to do it for you, especially you guys know my arch stuff. It's really going to work well for you. Attila has been a good garrison with Gorgo and a good garrison in some situations over the last couple of years. And with his normal damage bonus and then his instant proc on his force skill for all damage, and then when you get the target below 50% troops remaining, you do even more normal damage. And then on top of that, here's the beauty of David, this force skill we talked about. Whenever you use an active skill, so that's your primary. Whenever Attila uses an active skill, okay, the target takes 40% more combo attack damage for the next 3 seconds. Okay, so David is hammering with massive combo damage. And in addition to that, his cone, okay, his AoE cone is big. It is a big cone. And so one of the things we don't even consider in these arc tests is that you're going to be picking off marches everywhere, and your trades are going to be really, really good. But for anti-swarm, you run Attila with David, it's going to do great against rallies, and I dare somebody to swarm it. I dare somebody to swarm it. So first look at David, Really, really good. And you can go back. I'll have a card at the end screen where you can watch that whole stream. We did 3 arcs. We tested it to death. We did it really well. The community was on board. We had so many views. So many people were a part of it, and love everybody for being engaged and being a part of it. We try to test all the different things, and that's all part of our community we built. If you want to join that community, you can hit the Discord link in the description. That's all part of my community. Jump in there with us. We have these conversations. It's great. And I'll cut this thing off because we got some more testing that we did. And I'll tease this, but we did some field testing with David. And oh boy, some of these field tests with David, we'll talk about that in another stream, in another video. But just from the first look of the Garrison, really impressed with how David performed, really impressed with how he did against archers, really impressed with how he did behind Attila, and this thing works out really, really well. I mean, it is just, David is going to be the death of the archer rallies. If you got David in the Garrison, you're not using archer rallies. You're going to rally with infantry. And so with that being said, if you guys enjoy the video, throw a like on here. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I hope you guys got some information out of this. Please throw a like on here, and we will see you later, broskies.